All right, Scott, you're the host now and we're live.
Thank you much, Ken. Good morning.
Good morning.
Kathy, a long time no see.
I know. You must be getting tired of seeing this puss.
No, not at all. I love seeing familiar faces.
I really have enjoyed your classes.
Thank you. I'm glad that. Thank you. Thanks for telling me that too. Yeah.
Well, I tell them that in the review, so I hope you get some feedback.
Yeah, I do. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming to the classes. And I got to tell you, I loved that pelican picture.
Oh. No, that is so funny because I thought, oh, I'll put it in. It's a maybe. But I thought you would pick like one of those fiery sky one with the trees. That's what I thought you'd pick.
Well, you know what? It stood out and it was different from the other one. So it was really kind of an innovative shot. So I think that's what attracted me to it. And I'm a really big fan of silhouettes in the outdoor silhouettes like that. So maybe that's why I was attracted to it. But that was a really great capture.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning to everybody else. How are you, Lenora?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
That's good. Hi to Ann and Elizabeth. Give it another minute or two for everybody else to pour in. Let you know too that my colleague Ken is here. So if you do have any problems with Zoom, just let him know in the chat and he'll help you out with that or any other technical difficulties. And he'll also be helping me field any questions that come in to the chat. And there's Melinda. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you today?
Good, good, really well. I'm actually in the Shenandoah Mountains this weekend on a little family getaway. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm hoping there won't be there are 3 dogs here and a toddler. So hopefully I've shut myself away so there won't be any disturbing noise. Hopefully we won't have any disturbances. So yeah. Okay.
Are you anywhere near Russ? I know he's from the Shenandoah Valley.
Yeah, he is. And if I wasn't here with a family thing, I'd probably get in touch with Russ to get together. But I think I'm about maybe 20 minutes from where he is. So.
Oh, that's nothing.
I know. Yeah. I may drop him a line when we're getting ready to leave and see, hey, you around? Yeah, but it's beautiful here. I'm very envious of Russ's lifestyle now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are very friendly here. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and get us started. Hello to Lisa, too. I just saw you scroll in. So I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling here. All right. So we're going to walk through today how you can create things like this. And it doesn't have to be just a picture. If you want to create some kind of illustration like this, you can do that. This is great fun. And I'm just going to walk you through some of the websites that allow you to create these pretty easily. And then you just order them for delivery to your home or office. A little bit about me. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm right now, as I mentioned, in the Shenandoah Mountains, but but I hail from Ohio originally, but I've lived in the Washington, D.C. area for about 32 years. In addition to serving as a Get Set Up guide, I do some freelance writing and photography. I was trained as a journalist, so I still like to do some writing, but I also dabble a lot in graphic design. So I have designed things ranging from t-shirts to wall art, just uploading my pictures and getting them printed on canvas and wood. And I'll show you all the materials you can get art printed on. And I love being here. I love the interactive learning Get Set Up fosters. I love the community building mission. It's great seeing people time and time again. And I also enjoy meeting new people who are coming to our classes. So welcome to everybody. We are here to help you learn useful skills from people like you, people who are also older adults and have faced some of the same learning curves when it comes to technology. We're the generation that wasn't born with a smartphone in our hand and the internet at our disposal. So we are all going through this together. We learn from each other. So ideally, it's great when we can see everybody on camera. It just allows a nice social connection, which is one of our big goals here on Get Set Up. We are recording the class, as we always do, mostly for internal purposes, but we do make those available to you on demand. So if you would like a recording of this class after we close today, just email us at help@getsetup.io and we'll get that sent to you. We are live streaming today. So if you are joining by live stream, welcome. Glad you're watching. The best way to participate, though, is to actually register for a class, and then you can interact with the guide, ask questions directly, and also interact with the other learners. It's a great way to meet new people. And lastly, Get Set Up isn't paid to promote any specific products. So any of the websites and applications that I talk about today are just those that I happen to know about and not meant to be advertisements. So what we'll walk through today is some online services that will help you create this wall art in all kinds of different ways. It can be everything from prints on acrylic to wood to metal, even glass. And they'll all have various price points, but we'll walk through some of that. And then I'm going to do a couple of demonstrations of how to make that wall decor. So you can just see how easy it is to do. And then we'll just talk very briefly about how to order your creations, which is pretty straightforward. If you've ever ordered anything online to be delivered, this should be pretty straightforward for you. I'll stop just for a sec to see if there is anything else specific that anybody was interested in learning about today. Any kind of wall art you'd like to create? Are you wanting to do something with your photos or create something like a painting type wall art? Anybody want to share?
With some photos to
With
use
photo?
them as
Okay.
wall art.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Pelicans. Yeah, Elizabeth, you look like you're
Yeah, I'm
muted.
just, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just want to do something with the photos I have, but figuring out what the best use for them is and what media background they would look best on. Is it glass or metal, or is it just a, that's the tough part, trying to figure out which photo to use and what to put it on.
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's walk through some of that. So here are some of the ways you can get something put together to hang on your wall. You can, of course, easily get things framed. And I actually have another class that's coming up, I think maybe in a week or two, on how to best frame your photos, the right frame to go with that photo, the right matting, things like that. But that is one thing you can do. You can order the frames to come with the print of your photograph. So that's one option, but you've probably seen, because this has become incredibly popular, getting things printed on canvas.
Mhm.
A lot of people are doing that now. I've done a little bit of that, mostly for gifts, actually. I've given presents to people on canvas of pictures of their pets or things like that. Wood, and that is really interesting to do. It's very similar to getting it printed on canvas. I will show you in a second one photo that I had. It was an iPhone photo, and I actually did get it printed on wood through a website that specializes in that, but there are plenty of others that will do it. I'll talk about some of the sources where you can get that done. Acrylic. There is glass. There's one site in particular that really does a nice job with that. And I have seen at art shows some people who have done landscapes with glass as their medium for printing their photography, and it is stunning. So glass really does complement photos pretty nicely. Whether that would work well with like a portrait or something like that is another thing. But I think if you have a lot of landscapes or nature photography, even close-ups of flowers or something like that, glass is a nice way to go. Metal also is pretty nice. I've never tried metal. I've never had anything printed on metal, but that is something to look into. You may want to check out some reviews online to see what people are saying about it. A lot of places, including some of the standard places where you get photo prints, will push tiles. And those can range in terms of the actual material. When they talk about tiles, they're basically talking about a set of photos that you could put online, but some of those are printed on foam. It's not tile like you would think you would line your bathroom floor with or your shower. It is maybe foam. Sometimes it is acrylic. So it varies. And then the other thing that people probably aren't aware of is that you can get photos printed on different types of cloth, tapestries in this case, since we're talking about wall art. But you can get photos printed or any kind of image printed on pillows, on blankets. But if you wanted to just hang a nice tapestry someplace, you could do that here on one of these sites. So just to show you an example, I just snapped this real quickly. This is hanging in one of our bedrooms, but this is a photo that I had printed on wood. And I took this on a camping trip several years ago, and then as a gift got a gift certificate for this place called WoodSnap, this website called WoodSnap. And I sent that in and got this printed. This is a 20 by 20 something, I forget, but fairly reasonable size piece. It's not huge, but it's a nice size. And again, I took this photo with my iPhone. And I had some great conditions that day. It was very misty that morning when I took this, but it almost looked like a painting when it came out, but I was really wowed by the result. And it's a very fine wood grain, so you don't see a lot of knots or anything like that. So it almost looks like canvas. But I'll include the links to a lot of these sites in the class notes that I'm going to send after we close today, so you can check some of these places out. But let's talk about some of those places where you can create these. You're probably very familiar with Shutterfly and Snapfish, and they are the sort of the granddaddies of digital photo printing. They've been around for a long time, ever since we started getting digital photography going back in the probably early 2000s. You could send your photos there, just upload them and get prints sent to you. But they are doing all kinds of other things. They will allow you to create coffee mugs with photos printed on them, and kitchenware, you name it. But the one thing that they do is a lot in the way of different forms of wall art, and that can range from that ranges from all of the materials that I just cited, except for maybe glass. Fracture, and their website is fractureme.com, and they are that's the website that prints pictures on glass. And as I mentioned, I've seen some of those photos printed on glass, and they're just really, really rich and colorful and beautiful. Canva is, and I teach so many classes on Canva because it is a do-it-yourself graphic design website. And you may have seen it advertised on television. They are really stepping up their marketing these days, but people use that for business. They use that for social media marketing, you name it. But they do allow you to create some canvas prints. And I think maybe they're limited to canvas and maybe some framed art, but that's about it. Easy Canvas prints, I was really dubious when I first saw this, because I thought this would be like maybe the five and dime of photo printing sites. And I actually took a chance and got a couple of photos printed, including an iPhone photo printed on going through this site, and I was really happy with the results I got. Very nice, firm canvas, and it was really great quality. So I don't know why Easy Canvas prints just made me dubious, but I would say try that one out. Their pricing is pretty decent too. MPix is another place to get all kinds of digital photography and imaging printed in different formats. Zazzle is a place where you can not only create your framed print or canvas print or something like that, but you can actually sell on there. Now, when I say sell, and if I get a chance, I'll show Zazzle. When I say sell, don't get too excited. You will make pennies because they take most of the cut. But it's really nice when somebody likes your work enough to buy it. And I've had some things sitting on Zazzle for 15 years, and every now and then I still get a notice saying that it's sold to somebody. Now, over that entire amount of time, I think I've made a grand total of $5. So I'm not gonna, get rich doing this, but it's nice to know somebody liked my work enough to buy it. Mixed Tiles is a place where you can get those tile photos printed. WoodSnap is that site I mentioned where you can get things printed on wood. And then I just discovered this one a couple, 3 weeks ago and added it to this class, Printique. And that it's almost like just the website display and everything. It's kind of sleek and it reminds me of sort of a Pottery Barn style website or something. It's just very, very nice. So if I get a chance, I'll show that one too. And you also have your big retail names, and they're all doing a lot of this too. Walmart and Target have all kinds of different types of photo prints you can make. CVS, of course, they have canvas prints that you can get same day, maybe the next day. You just upload the photo and then you can run to CVS and pick it up. Walgreens, I think, is pretty similar. I'm really impressed. I've never had anything printed at Walgreens, but I've been to the website just in researching for this class to look at what they have to offer. And they really have some nice service. They are actually will also deliver pretty quickly. I think when I was teaching a class on Mother's Day gifts that you could create with photos on Walgreens, it was right up till maybe a couple, 3 days before, and they could still get that delivered to you on time. So if you're ever in a rush, that might be the way to go. Costco and Sam's Club, if you have memberships there, Rite Aid, and Amazon. And Google actually does this too. If you are backing up your photos on Google Photos or Amazon Photos, which we have some classes on that if you'd like to know how to do that. And they will allow you to order prints of those photos, including canvas prints and some other photo books, things like that, right directly from those websites. Okay, so without further ado, let's take one of these for a test spin. I'm going to go to the first one here. This is Shutterfly, and I'll go right up to wall art. And here you can see all the different things you can do. There are canvas prints, metal photo tiles, framed photo tiles. You've got metal prints, acrylic, and they do wood. And also hanging, yeah, it's just runs the gamut here. So let's say that we want to get something printed on, now let's just do canvas for now. Well, and it's not opening up here. There we go. Okay. So here are all the different options that it presents. These are some that they'll show you the pricing. If anybody ever takes a panoramic shot, just FYI, on their smartphone, which if you take our class on iPhone photography, we show you how to do that. They do make frames even in this size, and you get a canvas printed like this. It's very wide and narrow, but that is an option for you. But let's backtrack here a minute and look at just a simple canvas print. All right. So once you call this up, you can then personalize this. So you know the size you're getting, you can choose from here. Let's say you want to go with a 16 by 16. And then you go to personalize. And from there, you're going to add your own photo. So I can click on that and click upload. I also have some photos on here. Hopefully it will recognize my password because I sometimes forget it. Yeah, okay. All right. So I loaded a bunch of photos up on here just for and they're not coming up. Okay, here we go. Recent uploads. Okay, so maybe I want to get a really nice print made of my dog. And I don't think this is high resolution enough, but we'll just try it. So I'm going to click that. Ah, sorry, hit the wrong button. Let me do this again. Okay. So I click add. And it should drop in here. And then from there, I just drag and drop it up into here. And the one problem I have, I see this little exclamation mark. That probably means that the photo resolution is too low. I just grabbed this one. It's just a smartphone photo, but let's just say for the heck of it that it is a good enough resolution. And I could add some text here if I wanted to, although I don't have to. And it even allows me to choose a font and a color. And I am all set to go with this. Just doing a quick demo here. So from there, I can preview it. This is what it's going to look like. And it wraps around here. And then I just go to add to cart. Does tell me that I can ignore this if I don't really care if it's not high quality enough. And then I just proceed to checkout and order. So pretty simple. You can see here, I've got a lot of demos that I have not ordered, but that's just something very easy with Canva. So, or with Shutterfly. One other thing that I've seen a lot of people do is, and this is not the most ideal photo to do this with, but say you've got a landscape or something like that, you can do sort of a 3 panoramic, I guess is what they call this. And so maybe I want to, yeah, you could do, say, a cityscape or something like that. I've seen somebody do that with the Seine in Paris. And it just goes across all of these, but splits because it's got 3 different panels. But that's kind of a cool look. Okay. Let me go back to the home page here. And again, you can try getting things printed on metal, acrylic, and even get those canvas prints framed. So you could do something like this. And they allow you to put together collages, but uploading the photos and then just dropping them in is pretty straightforward. One other thing, if you don't have a photo that you want to print, but you would like to find just something kind of fun to put on the wall. I don't know, the Wi-Fi is working well in this rental house, but anyway, I could go to something like this and personalize, but I don't have to use one of my photos. They will allow you to go in and look at other options. They have an art library. So I could choose from art they already have in here. Saves me the hassle of going to the store and looking for some kind of print to put on my wall. So here you've got photographs that you could try. Maybe you just want to do drawings like this. Or animals. Maybe something with butterflies. And there you've got, as soon as it loads up here, you can just drag and drop that up in here. So all kinds of options there. Some people like to put favorite quotes in some artistic fashion up here, but lots of flexibility. So any questions so far?
How do you upload your photos from your iPhone to one of these sites?
So that is an interesting question. Let's see if I want to. So probably the best thing to do, Lenora, would be to, if you, what kind of computer are you using? Are you using a, do you have
HP?
an HP? Okay. So one of the things you could do is download iCloud for Windows.
Okay, I got that.
Okay. So if you do that, then you should have your photos that you can access in there.
Okay,
And I would just download that to your computer, and then it'll be on your computer and you can upload it that way.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. The other thing you could do if you're interested, well, number one, if you have Facebook or Instagram,
Yes,
you could always flow a pic. If you've shared photos there, you could flow pictures right in from there. It will
Okay.
just connect right to your account. And also, if you're backing up photos on Google Photos,
uh-huh.
you can import them right in from Google Photos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And I don't
you.
know,
Is
Lenore, if
that
you
with all
can-
sites?
beg your pardon?
Is that with all sites? All these different
Yeah,
sites?
all of
Okay.
these. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you might be backing up your photos on, you've got that option there. And, but if you're using, it doesn't have a direct connection to like iCloud photos, but if you have the Apple Photos sitting on your computer through the iCloud account, then you can just download it to your computer. And
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
thanks a lot.
yeah, you bet. Okay, other questions? Okay. Well, let me show you Zazzle because this one is kind of interesting. So you go here, you'll see they've got everything under the sun. But let's say you just want to look at, well, they've got craft art supplies. Just type in wall art. And here you'll see they've got all kinds of different, but we'll try with wood. So normally they'll have some things here that are up for sale that somebody has created, but you can just go here and open it up yourself. And this is on wood, and from there you can add an image. So if you've got, same thing here, it's very simple. You go here to upload images, and you can upload it directly from your computer. And it'll show up here. These are just some that I've uploaded, but maybe I'll upload my penguin couple here. I took this years ago, but I could drop this in and click done. And I'll get that printed. I could change my mind. Let's say I'm going to get rid of this. You can also just use a lot of art templates that they provide you. So let's say you want to put some kind of flowers, maybe something like this. Just something maybe to decorate the kitchen or a bathroom. And once you drop that in, you can then go up here and maybe you want to change the color. You have that option as well. You can preview it. And whoops. I didn't mean to do that. So let me try that again. But anyway, then you just go ahead and we'll try some other options too. Now those are just ornaments. Let me go back to. What all do they have here? Maybe you want to do something with a car. Maybe put this in the garage or something. You also have the option of creating a background. And they offer you different colors, or you have some fancier ones like this. And any of these you can just click on and it will drop in. And from there, you click done. This really isn't the most aesthetically pleasing little piece of art, but I just want to show you how it's done. And anyway, then you are good to go. And if you want to sell it, they can set it up like that. First, you add it to your cart. I don't know why it's not letting me set it up to sell, but. And you can change the size if you want. And add to cart, and you are then able to check out. And that's $40. So, and if you want to create an account to sell, there is a way to create that as well. I'm not going to walk through that because we're talking mostly about creating things for yourself, but we are creating a class on how to sell your artwork online. So that should be coming soon. But anyway, that is Zazzle. You can also, let me go back to, I'll go to Canvas prints. So let's say you just want to create a print of your favorite quote. And I don't know who originally said this, but let's say we go with the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I can go in there and I can use any kind of font I choose. They've got all kinds here. I'll stick with this. Okay. Whoops. And from there, I can scale it up like that. That's going to be too big. And what's really nice is you can do things like letter spacing. So you could spread out the letters if you wanted. You could curve it a little bit. That's not going to work. I'm just going back to what I had originally. But you can experiment with that here. And you can add a background. And then you click done and you've got yourself a nice little, and you can add little elements like some of those icons I showed you before, maybe in the corners or something like that. And add to cart, and that's just 25 bucks. So lots of flexibility there. Questions on Zazzle? So Elizabeth, I'm curious, when you were talking about what might look best with your photos, what kind of photos do you have that you were interested in getting printed? You're on mute.
Mostly landscapes, I guess is
Okay.
what I have.
So why don't we check out Fracture Me or Fracture?
Okay.
Because I mentioned how great those look on glass.
Yeah,
this
glass,
is-
that sounds good.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's say create print. And you can either drag or drop the photo here or, whoops. Oh, they got a coupon. Okay. Well, let's say I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop something in here. Let me see if I can find a good landscape photo that I have taken. All right. I'm just going to take this and drag and drop it. And they show you the different sizes. Looks like my image isn't large enough to get here.
Oh, okay.
But we're just gonna pretend I did have a suitable size. And so I'm gonna select that, and from there, can open it up. And I think it's going to be this size, and I save changes. And of course, you're not really going to be able to see the brilliance of it in terms of the quality. Okay. And I haven't played around with this too much, but all right. So here we go. There we go. Okay, so now it's in my cart. And I can get a non-glare finish for 14 bucks extra. But sometimes I think the glare looks pretty nice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Use that sky, it would.
Yeah. And then from there, I am good to go. So I could create this as now these are pricier. You can see this is 70 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're really looking to showcase some nice artwork that you've done, then it's worth the money. Because for something like this, you may pay that same price if you walked into say a home goods store or something like that to pick out something to hang on your wall. And there's something about getting something printed and hung that you've done yourself that is kind of priceless. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw Lisa was interested, I see in the chat, about layering. So let me go back to Zazzle real quick. When you're talking about layering, Lisa, are you talking about actually adding one photo on top of, can you unmute yourself and maybe tell me a little bit more about in this context, what you're thinking
I
of?
don't understand the whole concept of layering.
Of layering? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So layering a lot of times, really what I did when I showed you that background in this context, how I added that background behind the text, each one of those is a layer. So if I put a background for a canvas print, say one of those decorative backgrounds, that's one layer. The text is another layer. If I add another image on top of that, say like a little icon or something in the corner, that's another layer. And once you order it, those all get merged together. So that's the way it works. When you're talking about doing this in photo editing, like in Photoshop, layering is the best way to describe it is that it is adding one image on top of another, but in ways where you can manipulate it so only certain parts of each layer are visible.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Other questions? So these are, I just wanted to get a lot of these on your radar so you can start experimenting and see what you like. The one thing I would say is to maybe check out if you want to be absolutely certain that you're going to get a good quality. Most of what I showed you, I've checked out and they all get pretty good reviews. So, but if you want to make sure, you can always just read some reviews online. I would just Google each one of those services that I mentioned and see, put in, say, like Zazzle reviews or something like that, just to see what people are saying about them. But again, the key takeaways, there are a variety of these sites that enable you to create wall art, and those can get printed on canvas or wood or acrylic, tile. You can get it on cloth like a tapestry or something like that, and other materials. And you can print your own photos or create quotes and quips using the text templates on the sites, or even just drawings and icons and things like that. So all kinds of options for you. Again, in the class notes, I'll show you links to all those sites that I mentioned, so you can just go and check all of them out and see what they have to offer. And if you do create something really great, we'd love, well, anything you want to create based on what you learned today, we always love to hear about it or see it. And you can always share that with us either by sharing it on your own Facebook or Instagram feed and giving us a shout out to let people know where you learned it. Our hashtag is Get Set Up. And also you could drop Liz on our team a line. Liz is always looking to showcase some of the beautiful work that our learners have created based on what they've learned in classes. Just want to let you know about some related classes coming up. We have one on finding and using free photos online. So if you want to just go to a few sites where you get royalty-free art and create your own wall art that way, that's an option for you. Recycled crafts, making the most out of what you already have. And then we have a class on decluttering to free space in your home and your lifestyle. And my next classes, Monday, these are all Monday, these both are Monday. Monday is National Selfie Day. So we thought we'd focus on selfies. So I have a class on how to take a great selfie. And believe it or not, there's a little bit of a science behind getting a really flattering selfie of yourself. And then another class on actually editing portraits and selfies. And I'll just show you some free photo editing tools that you can use online to just get rid of blemishes, wrinkles. A lot of people want to get rid of wrinkles. So join me for that one. That's a fun class. And I also invite you to join the photo challenge of the week, which I'm trying to see who besides Kathy I see here who already, oh, Mary Ellen is here. So Mary Ellen knows too. Some of us have been participating in this, but invite more of you to join us if you're avid photographers or even just like to look at photography. We get together every week and we have a different theme, and we share, each of us shares a photo based on that theme. And then we just walk through all of those and look at and share stories about the photos, where we took them, what inspired us to take it, things like that. And then we vote for our favorite image, and the top vote getter will receive a prize, which is a Get Set Up t-shirt with the Get Set Up logo on it. And the next week's theme that will be this coming Friday is cars. But, that can include trucks or vans or anything you want. But if you have a interesting picture or any kind of picture of either your own automobile or something you've seen, a sports car somewhere, or an old jalopy, anything like that, please join us for that. You can send it in to Scott the Guide, all hyphenated here, at getsetup.io. The photos are due Wednesday at midnight, and then we get together Friday at 4:00 Eastern time to look at what everybody sent in and just have some fun. It's really kind of a social hour and sort of our version of happy hour, but it's great fun. If you don't have a picture of a car, but you'd still like to join us just to see what people have taken pictures of, please do. I'd love to see you there. And just to give you a heads up, a week from this Friday, the theme will be zoo animals. So that might encourage you to go out to the zoo and take some pictures. And when you do book anything on Get Set Up, a social hour like what I just mentioned, or a information or class of some sort, or even an interest group, you just click here. We'll have it all set up for you, and you can invite a friend to join you, either over Facebook, WhatsApp, or an email. And I'll send you the class notes, as I mentioned. If you like this class and you want to recommend it, we have that enabled for you really easily over Facebook or email. And we'll also have some other class suggestions for you, a link to our full schedule, and a link to a feedback form. I'd love to know what you think about the class. We have a 5-star rating system, but we also have sections for comments. Anything that you want to tell us about what you liked about the class or didn't like about the class, what you think might make it better, is really helpful to us to make sure we're delivering the best experience for you. And we also encourage you to let us know about other things you'd like to learn on Get Set Up. And we are constantly going through these feedback forms to develop new classes that people would like to see us offer. So please keep those ideas flowing. We also invite you to host an interest group. If you are have some kind of hobby that you'd really like to get together with people to talk about, we have interest groups on gardening. We have interest groups on what's on TV. We have interest groups on pets. Anything like that, just drop us a line at help@getsetup.io, or you can visit our homepage. Let me take you there real quick. Getsetup.io, and there is a place on the homepage right at the top to just apply to host a session. And really, it's just letting us know you're interested in doing it. There's just a form you fill out here. So a couple of ways you can do that. You don't have to just suggest a new class on the feedback form. You can email us and let us know. what you would like to see us offer, again, at this website or this email address. And we do a lot of partnerships with senior living communities and community organizations. If you know of a group like that, or you are a member of a group like that, and you think it might be interesting to partner to market some classes to that membership of that group, let us know again at that email address. And one more time, if you would like a recording of this session, just drop us an email there and we'll get that over to you. Okay. So I really appreciate you being here on a Saturday morning, and hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Great to see you all. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay. Bye-bye.